Hi, Coach Shawn here. I want to talk about why you can never be nice to the narcissist. The minute you start being kind, the minute you start to say, let's be amicable, or I'm not your enemy, or let's get along, they start pushing you more. They will push you more. The minute you try to be nice, the minute you try to be kind, the minute you try to let bygones be bygones, which is hard because we know what everything they've done to us, the lying, the cheating, the manipulating, the dating apps, the you having to call the police on them because they put their hands on you, the turning your kids against you. I could go hiding money from you. I could go on and on and on and on. But the second you say, hey, let's not do this anymore, you know what they do? Then they start pushing the boundary. They want you to pay for things or do things or accept things that you wouldn't normally do. If you still have contact with these people, you have to stay firm. Don't send them messages. Don't send them heartfelt texts or long voice messages saying, let's get along, blah, blah. Don't do that. Because the minute you do that, they go right back to the power and control dynamic. And then they want to accuse you when they push, and you say, whoa, you put up a boundary. Suddenly you're the bad person again. Trust me from experience. Don't play nice. Don't. It's not going to get you anywhere. I'm not saying that you have to have every encounter one that is filled with bad blood, but certainly you don't have to be kind. I mean, if you see them, you don't even have to pay attention. You don't even have to acknowledge them. You don't have to go out of your way for them at all because they're not doing that for you. They were never your friend in the marriage. They're not going to be amicable during the divorce for sure, not even after the divorce. You can say no to something and they'll keep pushing. You can say no to something and they'll say, well, meet me halfway. You can continue to say no. And when you finally have to put up the strong boundary, then they want to accuse you of not being reasonable and not trying to get along. That's what you're dealing with. They're always going to move the goalpost. You have to be firm. You have to come across as firm. You have to say things firmly, and you cannot give an inch because the second you give just a little bit, they're going to want to push that door open and come blowing in. And then when you say no, you can't do that, you're going to be held as the bad person. They want you to do the same thing, whether it was in the marriage, during the divorce, whether it's years after the divorce. They want you, or breakup, they want you to continue to take whatever it is they throw at you, and you're supposed to be quiet and take it. And the minute you say no, you become the bad person. And the minute you try to say, let's get along, let's try to co-parent, or, stop acting, I'm not your enemy, stop doing these things, stop throwing me under the bus, stop lying about me, stop whatever with your flying monkeys and your smear campaign, they don't care. They don't care. They are going to be as relentless as the day that you divorced, as 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. I mean, I have clients that say he or she still keeps coming back from the grave. I cannot get this person out of my life. I still am fighting the smear campaign, or I'm still trying to, fight all the whatever leftover, whatever chaotic leftover, whether it's financial or scars on the kids or whatever that this person has left behind. It's the gift that I say that keeps on giving. But this is what I want you to be very much aware of. You cannot give any of yourself to this person. You can't be honest with this person and say things like, I want to get along. Thank you for what happened in the, thank you for whatever you contributed to the marriage. Let's just get along for the kids. You can say whatever you want. You can leave all the messages you want. You can send all the texts you want. You can be as kind as possible. And you know what? It's just going on deaf ears. They're not going to listen. They're not going to be amicable with you. They're not going to stop their smear campaign. They're not going to go to their kids and say, hey, you know what? It's time that this stop. They're not going to do that. They are never going to do that. The monster that you saw at the end of your marriage, that monster has not changed. They haven't changed for anyone else. They haven't changed for their kids. They haven't changed years later. You might think, don't they learn? Don't they ever learn? Or don't they understand that it's time for us to get along? It's been long enough. Let bygones be bygones. No. You're dealing with someone who does not have the capability to be a friend. They can't even be a basic friend, much less someone who is an ex-spouse, was a spouse, is a father, the father or mother of your children, whatever the case may be. Forget it. It's not going to happen. These people do not have it in them, and they do get worse with age. They get much worse with age. And if you were in a long-term marriage, you know that person and my God, that person are not even the same person. Were they able to get there? Yes. Were there qualities that you could look back on and say, well, there's a definite daggone possibility that this person was going to end up right here, but you had no idea it was going to be the devil that you knew? But yeah, it was a big devil. And so that person is getting worse. It's getting worse and worse as time goes on. And hopefully you're getting better. Hopefully you're working on yourself. You're becoming more kind. You're hopefully you're forgiving more and moving on with your life and really trying to be a better person. They're not. They're learning how to keep the lies going about you, which eventually that's going to fall apart. I feel bad for a lot of these exes because when the narrative falls, they have another narcissistic collapse, and it's a terrible thing to see. I do still have empathy for those people, regardless of the karma that they do deserve and should very well be getting. It's still very difficult to watch. But anyway, Coach Shawn here. Remember what I said. You cannot be kind or amicable to these people. You just have to keep it very businesslike and try not to interact with them at all, because if you do, they think you're weak, and you cannot have them thinking you're weak. So until next time, Coach Shawn.